What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Card Stash. I have a very fun video today. I have 10 UFC cards that I got graded from PSA. I'm going to show you the grades I got, talk about why I chose these cards, and what I plan on doing with them. Also going to give you my pick of the week for content that I think you should check out, and going to go over some picks for UFC 285, which is this Saturday, which is going to be epic. So stick around. Hope you enjoy the video. As always, please, if you are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below. All that stuff really helps me out. And I do have a special request this week. If you guys could help me out, I'm trying to get to 4,000 watch hours. For those who don't know how YouTube works, if you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you can monetize your channel and start to make a little bit of money, which I want to do so I can reinvest in product to open on this channel, stuff like that. So what I need you guys to do is watch some of my old videos. If you have some free time this weekend or next week when you're at work, just throw on one of my old grading videos, or any of the boxes I opened before. You can watch the old video I made with Cheeto Vera when I first started doing this channel. It's a really fun watch, and it helps me out. The more of you guys that do that, the closer I'll get to the 4,000 watch hours I need. So please, please, please help me out. You don't even have to watch it. Just put it on and go do something else over the weekend. It really helped me out. But that's it. That's all my groveling. Thanks as always for supporting me, you guys. And let's get into it. Let's talk some UFC cards. Let's go. Start things off, we're going to do my recommendation for the week. This is a segment I try to do every video where I recommend something I've been watching lately. And this one is a UFC YouTube channel that I truly, truly love. I've actually known about this guy for a while, but I'm just recommending him now, but you guys should all be watching him. The channel is called MMA Love, Live Rips from America. The guy that runs it, his name is Luke, and he's, passionate UFC card collector, has crazy collections of, just really, really cool shit. One thing I know he's collecting is a full set of 2012 Bloodlines out of 88. And for those of you who don't know, that's Khabib's rookie year. So to collect that set is pretty nuts because those boxes are really, really expensive. And I think he only needs a couple cards. I think he was asking me when I went to the Burbank show if I could see if I could find some. So, anybody who's willing to do something like that truly, truly loves, UFC and UFC cards, and I'm going to support that all damn day. And the videos he makes are great. Like he's got a really fun personality, really fun to watch. He does mail day videos. He opens old boxes of stuff, which is, that's seriously like, lately that's all I want to do is open old Topps boxes, but it's so expensive and so hard to do. So I haven't been able to do it very much. So, if somebody else is doing it, I love watching that. So just recently he opened a 2012 Bloodlines box on his channel. Go check it out. I'll link his info below so you guys can go and subscribe to his channel. Watch his latest video where he opens his Bloodline box. Dude, watching people open old product like that, it's like going through a time machine. And the hits you can get. He could have pulled a Khabib rookie that's worth $2,000 out of that box. So super, super fun. Highly recommend his channel. Also, he has a podcast. I think it's also MMA Love. Obviously, if you have a commute or you have some free time, great to have any kind of UFC podcast. It's not very I think he talks about cards a little bit, but it's mainly more about fighting, but still really good. So thanks, Luke. Love your channel. Everybody who watches my channel, go subscribe to his channel. Really, really cool shit. That's my recommendation for the week. As I'm sure most of you know, UFC 285 is this weekend. It's an insane card. It's one of the best cards I've ever seen as far as, top to bottom, really, really good fights. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm sure all of you are as well. I just wanted to go over some of my picks real quick, just kind of blast through them for the main card. Starting with Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. I am a proud member of the Bo Nickel hype train. I think he's going to be a champ. He has confidence and skills, and I'm so excited to watch him fight. I think he is going to absolutely kill it in this fight. I think he's trying to make a statement. It's his first big, main card fight, and I think he's just going to crush Jamie Pickett. I think he's going to sub him very quickly, like easily in the first round. So I'm picking Bo Nickel in that fight. I think it's kind of a setup by the UFC, honestly. They want this guy to really go far. So I think they're just throwing Jamie Pickett to the wolves. Jalen Turner versus Mateusz Gamrot. This one is tough. Jalen Turner is, a friend of mine. I photographed him multiple times. He's the greatest dude ever. I'm gonna pick him. It's just how it is. I do think Mateusz Gamrot is a very tough fight. I mean, it's kind of last minute. I think he was replacing Dan Hooker, so to get Mateusz Gamrot on short notice is pretty fucked up thing for the UFC to do. But I do trust Jalen. He's a smart kid. He's physically as gifted as anyone you will ever see. I mean, he's so big for the weight class, and he's just like he's just so lanky. His body type is just really, really challenging and hard to deal with. So I think he's going to take advantage of that. I think he's going to know what to do, and he's going to get the win. Hopefully, I for some reason I think he will probably submit Gamrot. We'll see. Maybe a knockout. I don't know, but Jalen Turner's going to win the fight. He's my boy. Go Jalen. Next one is Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Jeff Neal. Come on, I'm not betting against Shavkat Rakhmonov. I mean, he's 16-0. Jeff Neal's a great fighter, but Shavkat seems to just know everything about what everyone's going to do, and he's just going to beat him. I think he's going to keep riding until he gets to Khamzat, and then that's going to be the weird one. Who knows who takes that one, but I think Shavkat's got this. He's going to go to 17-0. Shavkat Rakhmonov is my pick for that fight. Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. Valentina didn't look herself in her last fight, but I think from just the pressers and stuff that I've seen, she seems a little more motivated for this one. And I think, a motivated bullet, you're not beating it. I don't think Alexa Grasso is beating her. So I think Valentina's going to win. I PC Valentina. I love Valentina, so I hope she wins. Picking Shevchenko in that fight. And then we get to the main event. I've gone back and forth on this one. This one's really tough for me. As most people, I immediately want to pick Jon Jones. He's one of the best to ever do it. He seems more motivated than ever. He's bigger. He's just, probably one of the best fight IQs ever in the UFC. And I just feel like he's probably going to figure out Cyril Gane, but there's so many unknowns. That's what's really hard with this fight is Jones is he hasn't been in the ring for 3 years. He's, gone up a weight class. Nobody knows how he's going to look at heavyweight. Cyril Gane's a fast heavyweight. Do we know if Jon Jones is a fast heavyweight? No idea. And then also, he's just getting a little older, and at some point, you do get a step slower, no matter who you are. There's nobody in the world who doesn't get a little slower as they get older, and is he going to be able to figure that out? So I think I'm going with Jones still because of the wrestling. I think Gane is just not a great wrestler, and Jones is one of the best ever, and he's beat the best wrestlers in history, and Daniel Cormier and stuff. So I think Jones can probably get it done, but I really, really wouldn't be shocked if there's an upset. So, you know what? No, I changed my mind. I'm going with Cyril Gane. Fuck it. I'm picking Cyril Gane to do the upset. Jon Jones is going to finally realize that he's mortal, and that's who I'm going with. I'm going with the rookie, Cyril Gane. Let's go. And that's my picks. We'll see how I do. Let me know below who you're picking. I'm always interested in everybody's thought process. And so yeah, comment below who you're picking for this weekend. But that's my picks. All right, it is time to check out my PSA order. Just got this in. I think it took them about 2 months to get this to me. This is a $15 bulk order. It was a special PSA did during Christmas time. So these were $15 a piece. Anybody who's watched my channel knows I really, really love grading. It's one of my favorite things to do in the hobby. I love, picking out cards on eBay and sending them out and seeing what kind of grades I can get for them, or the stuff I pull from packs. If I see a good one, then I send it out because it does add value, and it's just fun. It's just cool to see what kind of grades you can get, and kind of adds a lot of value. You can make some money doing it. Also, I grade all my PC cards. Very important for me to have them protected and just to know, okay, this is a 9, this is what it's worth. It kind of gives it a base value. So pretty much any card I'm keeping from my PC, I'm going to get graded. So yeah, that's what these are. There's 10 cards in here. About 3/4 of them are cards that I want to flip or sell. And the other 3 or 4 are PC cards I'm going to keep. So it's going to be a lot of fun to check these out. I already know what the grades are. I couldn't help myself. When you grade with PSA, when they ship your cards, they give you the option to check out the grades. I always do it. I can't wait till it gets here. So I know what the grades are. You guys don't, so it'll still be a surprise for you. But it also gave me a chance to give value, look all these up on eBay, and I'll be able to tell you how much they're worth and, what I gained as far as getting them graded. I am going to answer a couple questions that I get very often about grading. So anybody who's new to the channel who hasn't seen my older grading videos, they can, get an answer to these questions. First question I always get is, how do I choose which company I grade with? Grading companies are really personal preference for the most part, at least with the top 3 big ones, your SGC, BGS, or PSA. They all have their pros and cons, I think, and it's just a matter of just choosing which one you like the best, which company you like dealing with, what slabs you like the look of. I personally think out of those 3, PSA is my favorite, and I'll tell you why. It's they're highly valued. They get the most money if you resell for the most part. Not as much in UFC cards as other sports. In basketball and football and stuff like that, it's not even close. Like PSA blows everyone out of the water. I do find in UFC there's, the prices are closer with SGC and BGS. There's a lot of people that love BGS. So I just like dealing with their submission process. The turnaround time's not too bad anymore. And I like the look of the slab. It's not my favorite. I think they could make some improvements. I think they all could. I really don't like SGC slabs at all. I love SGC as a company, but I just don't like the black background. I like my slabs clear. And BGS, I do actually really like their look of their slabs. The thing about BGS was when I first got into the hobby, like a couple years ago or last year, they were really hard to deal with as far as they were backlogged and you wouldn't get updates of when your stuff was coming back. So I didn't like working with them. I've heard they've gotten much better, so maybe I'll start trying BGS again. But for right now, I just like PSA. I like, I have a lot of experience with it. I feel like I get good grades. Oh, and that's the other thing is I like PSA's grading system. I like a 10, like either have a 10 or a 9. I don't like the 9.5, which is what SGC and BGS do. It just looks cooler to have a 10, and it's weird to explain to people who don't know this stuff, like, oh, it's a 9.5 is the best. It's like, it doesn't make sense. A 10 should be the best, and I know they have 10s, but both of those companies, it's really, really hard to get a 10, whereas PSA, it is much easier to get 10s, and so that's the reason I picked PSA, and like I said, it's all personal preference. So try out the companies, see which ones you like. And there are some new companies trying to break into. That's another thing is that, those are the top 3, but there's some really cool up-and-comers that, they have to have some reputation. They need to, spend a couple years to build up a reputation, but they are doing really cool stuff. One I really like is tag grading. They've been at both the Burbank shows I've been to, and their slabs look amazing. They have no label. It's just like the grade is etched in the plastic. It's beautiful. But, with a new grading company and coming into the market, you kind of have to wait and see if they're going to be accepted, and if they have to have some experience so people trust their grading and stuff like that. So I'm kind of waiting, but that's one I really have my eye on. Check them out if you have a chance. Tag grading. Another question I get asked a lot is, how do I choose the cards I choose to send out to grading? Like, how do I pick which ones to send out? And I have a very, very simple math equation I use, and I got this from Neo Cards and Comics. It's another YouTube channel he doesn't do any UFC, it's all basketball, football, baseball, but really good channel, really smart guy, and he has this math equation he uses for how he sends stuff out to be graded, and I just kind of ripped it off, but it works really well, especially, this doesn't have to do with PC cards. PC cards just send in whatever you want. You can send in a 1-cent PC card because you're not trying to sell that stuff, that's just your collection. But stuff you want to try to make money from, this math equation works really well. So what you do is you take whatever it costs per card to get graded. In this case, it was $15 per card with the PSA special that they had. So $15 per card. Now, when you pick out cards you're going to send in, they can't be lower, the raw value can't be lower than what it costs to grade it. So any card I sent in had to be at least worth $15 raw. So I would go onto eBay, look at the recent sold listings, and then anything that was under $15, I wouldn't send in because it's just not worth it. Even if it gets a 10, it's not going to make back the money I need it to make back to make anything. So that baseline is really where you want to be, $15 and up. And the more expensive the card is, a $100 card is going to get even more values. So it's great as the higher they get, but you don't want to go under that $15 level. I know it's a little confusing, sorry, it's a bunch of math stuff, but if you have any questions, comment exact, I'll try to explain it better. But yeah, that's how I pick. You know, I won't send in any card that's under the cost it costs to get graded. So all of the cards in here should be worth at least $15 raw, and hopefully the grades I get will make them worth much, much more, and I can make some money and sell them, or, you know, have really cool PC cards. Okay, so let's rip this bad boy open. I already opened it just to make, you know, you don't have to sit here and watch me messing with a box for too long. So have my 10 cards right there. This is the paperwork they send, the invoice and whatnot. Let's take these out. Make sure they're facing the right way. They are. Let's see, how should I do this? Here, I'm just gonna bring them over to the side. Over here, and we'll go one card at a time. As I said, I think most of the cards in the beginning are the cards that I want to sell. They're just cards that, you know, I either pulled or bought, and I'm probably going to flip them for hopefully a profit to help pay for this PSA submission. And the last 4 cards are PC cards, cards that I am keeping for myself. I'm not selling them. I'll still give you guys a value of what they're worth, but I'm not selling them. They're for my collection. So card number 1, we have Glover Texera. This is a gold card. This is pulled out of my first hobby box out of Optic. So this is 2022 Optic. Gold insert. Love Glover. Really cool to pull a gold card. I don't pull gold cards very often. And I sent it right off to PSA. It looked really good to me. All these cards look good to me. If I send them to PSA, I think they have a chance at a 10. So let's see what we got. So there's Glover. That's a dope looking card. Like the gold is really cool. And I got a PSA 9. Not too sad about that, honestly. The thing about gold cards and really, really low numbered cards in general is even as PSA 9s, they do really well because there's just not a lot of these. There's only 10 of them, so there's not much to choose from. So you can still sell this for a good amount, even though it's a PSA 9. So I'm not sad about that. I think I did see something on the surface of it when I sent it in. But like I said, as a gold card, I'm sending it in no matter what. So I think that's probably what it was something on the surface. The Optic cards are tough. They're very shiny, very mirror-like, so it's very easy to get stuff on the surface or a ding or something like that. So there you go, Glover 9. This is from that exact same set. This is a Charles Oliveira, Black Velocity. It's out of 39, so also very low numbered. These cards are really, really cool looking. You can see it's like, you know, that black card with that crazy pattern on it. Such a cool card. Love Charles Oliveira. I was very excited to pull this, and I got a PSA 9. Now this one hurts. I thought this card looked perfect. I really don't know what they saw here. Might be something again with the surface, just because it's really hard to tell with these type of cards because, you know, there's a lot going on. It's hard to see the surface really well. But, you know, the corners look great to me. The centering looked great to me. So I was surprised this got a 9. As a 10, this would have been like a $150 card. It would have been a really good card. As a 9, it's still pretty good. I'll probably sell it for about $40 or $50. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, it seems like, you know, Optic is kind of hard to get 10s with, so I'll take it. Next card is Bo Nickel. This is, you know, obviously Bo Nickel's fighting this weekend. This card might be really, really big if he wins big. This is his instant card. I made a video about this. Go check my old videos. There's a whole video about this. I got this as a gift from a subscriber who wanted me to make a video about instant cards. So he sent me this Bo Nickel and he said, you know, will you do a video about it? And, you know, you could do whatever you want with it. He gave it to me. I think he bought it for like $5. You know, he bought 5 of them for $25. So he got this card for $5. He gave it to me for free. You go back and watch the video. I talk all about these cards, but this is Bo Nickel's first card, and he doesn't have any other cards at this point, and he's about to have his first fight this weekend, so this card could be huge, and I got a Gem Mint 10. Yeah, so, you know, this is a big card. I think I'm going to wait till after the fight just because I think chances are he's going to win it, and he's going to win it definitively. So I think selling after the fight's probably the best bet with this. I could probably get, I've seen some sell for about $120. I think I could probably, if he wins his fight, I could probably get 150, and that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to take a chance. Hopefully he doesn't lose. If he loses, I'm going to be pissed. But yeah, 150 is what I think I can get for this. That almost pays for this entire order. You know, this entire order cost $150 to grade and about $30 for shipping, so about $180 for everything. So if I sell this card for $150, you know, that pays for a majority of it. So that's really good. Very happy with that. Next is Carlo Esparza. This is from 2022 Select. This is a Select Octagon side. This is a case hit. These are really hard to get. I'm not a big Cookie Monster fan, but just because it's the silver Octagon side, I thought it was a good idea to get it graded. I know she does have some fans out there, and they're just so rare, and they're really beautiful looking cards. So this one was weird. You know, the value of this probably wasn't enough to send in. I just thought it would be fun to send it in. So, you know, this doesn't really fit into my $15 limit. I think this card's probably only worth like 10 bucks raw. So, probably shouldn't have sent it in, but I don't know. I got excited, and it got a PSA 9. So yeah, this ain't gonna be worth much. I'm gonna throw it up on Instagram, put it up on eBay, and see if there's any Cookie Monster fans out there that want it for their collection. You know, it's not gonna be worth much, but we'll see what we can get. You know, what can you do? You gotta take a swing sometimes. Next card. Now this is 2021 Select. This is the first version of Select, the debut edition of Select. And this is Alexander Volkanovski. This is a blue disco octagon side. This is from UFC Card Talk. He has this $15 challenge every month. All these people buy $15 UFC cards, and he puts it out there to see who thinks they got the best card. So I enter it every month, and this was my submission for December, I think. Got this for exactly $15. It's numbered to 99. I was big on Volkanovski at the time. He was about to fight Islam, and I thought he had a good chance to win that fight, which he almost did. And Volkanovski's he's just such a good fighter, and I wasn't mad about having this card, no matter what it did. And it got a PSA 9. Again, this would be a huge card if it was PSA 10. It'd probably be like 150 bucks. But as a PSA 9, it's probably 40, maybe 50 bucks. So, you know, $15 I purchased it for, $15 to get graded, so it's 30 bucks. You know, if I sell it, if I can sell it for what I want to, I'll make 20 bucks. You know, not do anything great, but honestly, if it doesn't sell for what I want, I'll keep it because I like this card a lot, and I don't mind. I love having PSA 9s in my PC. Doesn't bother me at all. They're really clean cards, and you know, if I can't get the money I want for it, may as well keep it. And next card, we have another person fighting this weekend, Valentina Shevchenko. This is from 2022 Donruss, a set I really, really don't like. The only cards I like from this set actually are these Octagon Marvel cards. I really like the basketball versions of these, so I was excited for the UFC versions. And this is a purple press proof, so it's numbered out of 99. I love Valentina. She's one of my favorite fighters. I PC her, so I thought this was a cool card to buy. I bought it for 15 bucks or something like that. Again, if it doesn't do well, and well, I'll just show you. It didn't do well. I'll get a 9. As you'll notice, this guy who graded my cards loved 9s, and that just happens. I don't want this to dissuade people from sending into PSA. I've had great PSA orders. It just happens that this grader was very tough and gave me a lot of 9s. And this is another card that, you know, this is why you grade things you like. If I don't get the money I want for this, I'm just going to keep it because it's a cool card. It's PSA 9. I'm happy to have this in my collection. All of these will be for sale on my Instagram, though. If you guys see anything you really want, make me an offer. Yeah, that's it. Valentina, PSA 9, Octagon Marvels, really cool card. Okay, now we are getting into the PC cards of my collection. So I'm still going to give you values of these cards, but these are not for sale. These are for me. Very, very excited for all of these cards. All of these cards were actually gifts from people who watch the channel, which is amazing. I talk about it all the time, but the fact that people send me stuff like this it blows my mind, and I appreciate it so much. I'm going to treasure all of these cards. This is one of my favorite fighters in the world, Gilbert Burns. I've photographed him a few times. He's just a great person. He's such a good fighter, so he's high on my PC list. And one of the the guys over at Blood, Sweat, and Wax, another great YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that if you haven't. A guy named Roll knew I collected Gilbert Burns and sent me this card. It's a gold disco rookie card. It's crazy that he sent me this. This is such a cool card. You know, I didn't even really look this over that well because I didn't care. It's not something I'm going to sell, so I just sent it in. It's a little off center. That's probably what dinged it. It got a PSA 9. But again, I don't care. I mean, even as a PSA 9, I think that's worth what? It's about worth $100, you know? So, I mean, a $100 gift from someone, I mean, that's incredible. And, you know, Gilbert's going to keep doing big things. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he became champ at some point. He has the heart of a lion. Such a good fighter. His fight with Hamzat is probably my favorite fight ever. Love this card. So, Roll, thank you again. I'm going to treasure this. Such a cool card. Very, very awesome. Okay, so now we're going to get into some old stuff. These are 3 cards that come from the very first Topps UFC set. Topps Round 1 came out in 2009. So it's 2009 Topps Round 1. Basically, this is the first real UFC set. I think there might have been Leaf cards before this or something, but most people consider this the first UFC card set. So every fighter that's in this set, it's basically their rookie card. Even if they were fighting way before that, they call that their rookie card. So you have Brock Lesnar, you have Anderson Silva, you have BJ Penn, you have Nate Diaz, you have Cain Velasquez, you have George St. Pierre. All of those in this set are considered their rookie cards. So I wanted, you know, as somebody who really wants to start collecting GOATs and, you know, very, very, you know, prominent, famous old fighters, this is a very cool set because it's considered the rookie cards. And the crazy thing about this set is it's very hard to grade these well because they have, you know, basically black borders. So, you know, it's a very old set and it's hard to find them in good condition. And I noticed when, this was also a gift, I talked about it in a previous video, but Jeffrey, his name is Reviant on Instagram, I was just talking to him late one night telling him how I wanted to start collecting these type of cards, and he just sent me these. And I noticed, I was like, man, these are in really good condition. And as I said, you know, a PSA 10 in these is almost impossible to get. A PSA 9 is great. It's like a 10. And this got a PSA 9. Brock Lesnar rookie, PSA 9. That's huge. I mean, that's such a fucking cool card. I'm guessing, you know, I'm not guessing, this is worth about $60. Again, a gift from somebody is about $60. And I think these are going to go up in value, especially because it's going to be so hard to get 10s in these cards going forward, and there's just not many boxes left. So, you know, a PSA 9 is like having a PSA 10, and as time goes on, this is just going to get more and more valuable. And Brock, you know, he's not one of my favorite fighters, but my God, he has a fanatic fan base. So very, very cool. Another one he sent me is Anderson Silva. This is his rookie card, one of the greatest fighters of all time. And this got a PSA 9. So all those PSA 9s I got in the beginning where I was really bummed out, I am ecstatic to get PSA 9s on these cards. So, you know, this guy just loved giving out 9s, and I'm not mad about it at all because of these cards. So another one, you know, greatest of all time, basically his first rookie card, and I have a PSA 9 version of it. So freaking cool. And the last one is BJ Penn. Same set. I love this card. You know, some of this round 1 stuff, the photography is a little iffy. That's a really cool photo of BJ. And BJ is really an interesting person for me and my PC in that I actually have photographed him and he's a legend, so he kind of falls into 2 different categories. So this is BJ Penn's rookie card, who I have met and photographed, so, you know, I always want to have those people's rookie cards. His rookie card, we got another PSA 9. This is probably my favorite card in my collection right now. This is so cool. BJ Penn's rookie card's worth about $80 in a PSA 9, but, you know, as I said, this is just going to keep going up, and it doesn't really matter to me because I'm just keeping it. But so cool. So happy with that. How do you guys think I did? You know, obviously I didn't do great with the newer stuff, but did great with the older stuff. I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm going to keep going with PSA. I think I just got kind of a harsh grader. I think I'll get more 10s in my next one, and, you know, maybe I'll look at things a little closer to see if I can do better. But always enjoy doing these videos. Always enjoy getting these cards back. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about grading. I feel like I'm pretty pretty into it, and I can answer a lot of questions. If you're new and you have any, please let me know. And as always, thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Enjoy UFC 285. It's going to be a banger. I'll see you guys next time.